Of course, it is a cool Miami on a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Lagos is a beautiful place to live. Apart from the hustle and bustle and the struggles, of course, you know that one can kill us sometimes. But you know, they say when you make your money, where do you come back to? Lagos City. Of course, yes. But you never know what to expect from the show because, yes, you know, we've been talking away. But I'm about to bless your screen with my special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, and I have a guest in the studio. I'm like, you guys are like, oh, you guys have a guest? Yes, we do. And it goes by the name Michael O. He is a singer, songwriter, performer, and producer who harnesses his personal and cultural influences to create a powerful sound, all by himself. He was born on January 8th. I won't tell you the year in case you guys are beginning to see how you got a big old, I'm not going to tell you that I'm an old man, I'm a small boy. Anyways, in New York City and was raised in Portland, Maine. Of course, Michael's upbringing fused African American and Nigerian culture to create the multifaceted artist he is today. In 2008, Michael was accepted to Dartmouth, where he double majored in global health and history. There he joined an a cappella singing group, the Dartmouth, and led them to a second place finish on NBC's The Off. With over 6.5 million viewers weekly, Michael wowed audiences and was even dubbed incredible and timeless by Ben Folds of Ben Folds 5, and a freaking superstar. Freaking shouldn't have been said, but yes, we said it again. By Boyz II Men Sean Stockman. After graduating, Michael immediately moved to Los Angeles and released this first EP in the beginning in 2013. Within 24 hours of its official release, in the beginning jumped to the top 5 on the iTunes R&B charts and remained the best-selling EP in Northern New England for that entire year. He is currently signed to Universal Music Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, of course, with all of this bio, with all of this greatness that has been accomplished by this gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, I urge you, please get up and give a warm welcome to my studio guest, Michael. Oh, welcome to the show.
Thank you, boss.
Man, you've done so much at a very young age. Oh, I let the cat out of the bag. At a very young age, how does that make you feel, knowing that you've accomplished a lot that a lot of your peers, haven't been able to accomplish, in a longer lifespan?
I'm a hustler, so there's more to do. I'm always think to the present, so like, okay, cool, the past is the past, but there's more to do, and I want to elevate even more, and I want my team members, people I work with, to elevate. I want them to have generational wealth for their families, so there's more to do.
Right. So you've not even finished.
Not even
yet.
close.
All right. So what would be your biggest achievement in another 2 years? I hate that 5-year question. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah. I hate it so much because I can do so much for myself in a year. Do you understand? So, but let's just make it 2 years now. What would be your biggest achievement?
Being happy. Like I seek that now. I want to make sure that people around me are taken care of, that I'm happy, that I'm taking care of my mental health. So I just want to be good, and happy. That'll be my greatest achievement, I feel like.
All right, I'm sure you have a question.
Yeah, okay, so what would you say to people, there are some people around this, let's say, your age, and they feel like they've not been doing so much for themselves, and they feel like they've not achieved anything. So what would you say to them? What would you say to them to keep them going, that make them be assured that yes, they are on the right track to?
God has his own time. You have to follow that. You can't follow what other people do. Sometimes people be like capping on social media too.
Yeah, because you see other people do stuff and you be like, I'm still here, I've not achieved anything.
Exactly. No, keep following your path and also push yourself. I think that's the best thing. And don't be looking at other people. You're running your own race, so run your own race.
Right. All right, so you started with mental health, right? And when I asked you your plan in 2 years, you said happiness and mental health, and I think that is something we don't focus on this part in this part of the world, especially when you look at record labels. A lot of artists are going through a lot of stuff that they really need to talk to somebody and all of that. So that mental health, especially in the creative space, is a very important subject matter. Now, being a musician, being an entrepreneur, being somebody that is going to put things into perspective and creating wealth for people, what are you going to do about mental health, or what are your plans to support the mental health movement?
That's a good question. I mean, I personally always, the only way to change the world is if you change yourself, I believe. At least that's what my mom taught me. So for me, what's helped me is just putting different things into practice. One thing that I would do a lot is just self-sabotage. Like, oh, Michael, you're such a, you gotta, you're not good, you're no. But I've had to like change that mind state and be like, okay, Michael, okay, maybe today you're not feeling your best, but you're doing the best you can. Put in things in a positive spin. That's how I've been able to elevate a little quicker. So just finding more tools that can help me elevate.
Alrighty, so you have a new song. Ladies and gentlemen, this man wants to Japa'd. And of course, we know the new syndrome in Nigeria. It is called what? The Japa'd syndrome. Yeah. So, what's that song about? What inspired Japa'd?
Yeah, I mean, not just in Nigeria, but a lot of people around the world, the Ukraine, people are leaving to seek a better life. I mean, I've had to Japa'd to Nigeria in order to elevate and to get connected to my roots.
You Japa'd to Nigeria?
To get connected to my roots. But trust, in the States, it's not easy for black people as well. It's really a struggle for all over the place, huh? But Japa'd is going to be our latest single. We're releasing it on the 25th, and it's co-produced by Harvey Mason Jr., who's the president of the Grammys.
Grammys, yeah, great. All right, so this is bringing me back to you having your American roots, and there's this thing on Kanye West at the moment about his anti-Semitic comments and all of that, and how you said it's not easy for black people. How did it make you feel seeing a black man wear White Lives Matter?
So, I've always been a huge Kanye West fan. I'm even wearing Yeezys right now.
Okay, no, we can't.
Oh.
They pay you. They pay
No, not at all. No,
they paid you.
No.
And you're your partner.
But I mean, of course, I don't. You don't agree with what he's saying, but also he's going through it, and he's lost a lot of endorsements that people that aren't black would not have lost. So yes, what he is saying is wrong, and he needs to kind of get on top of his own stuff. But it's also just tough to watch him go down because he's one of my all-time favorite artists.
Same here, man. It's really tough, trust me. All right, I have a question for you.
Really? So, this Japa'd song, right? So, what is it really about? I mean, is it what message is it?
Is it really the Japa'd? Does it really mean for everybody to run to look for greener pastures?
Well, I mean, you're trying to become a better person. Yeah. So that's the main reason why people are leaving. So that's what the song is about. Like, I want to be home, but do I have to leave in order to become a better version of myself? Why is that happening?
All right, so I'm going to have to put you on the spot, we can ask so much about the song, but we like to hear from the horse's mouth, just sing
of course.
Japa'd.
Waiting man go do the all day, not to Japa'd. Running through your mind, ain't no peace, you go gaga. Got to be away, a better way, climb the ladder. Whoa, yeah.
Hey, waiting man go do not to Japa'd.
Not to Japa'd.
Honestly, man, that's an amazing song, and your genre as well is not fully grounded in Nigeria, right? Do you see that as a challenge? Because when you're doing R&B and you're doing you begin to have the sweet voice, there's actually a market for it. I'm not saying there's no market for it, right? There are people that are doing successfully well in it, but do you see it as a challenge for you because of the lack of structure in the music industry?
I think the Nigerian market is one of the most structured industries right now in the market. That's why it's dominating the States.
Think?
Yeah, I do. And also, our genre is a mixture between Afro beats and R&B. Afro beats is like the main inspiration of my music. But you see, you know, in the States, all they be playing is Afrobeats music right now. The only way you can like have fun, dance, get connected to a girl in a club is by Afrobeats music. Now, no one's dancing to hip hop music. So that's why Afrobeats is the wave. And we've been doing Afrobeats now for 6 years.
Yeah.
So
are you tilting now permanently to Afrobeats? Are you gonna let go of the R&B, or you know, when your EP drops or your album drops, you're gonna have, you know, a combination of all of them?
yeah, so I'm inspired by a lot of different sounds. You know, Kanye West is one of my favorite artists, but also, I mean, here right now, IS Star's killing it. You know, Rema. So I've always loved Afrobeats. That's how I've been connected to the continent of Africa, you know, since the beginning. So I'm always going to be inspired by things, but Afrobeats is the root to my music.
It's the root to your music. All right, so let's talk about, you know, what the industry is really about, right? Where a lot of people are beginning to, you know, get jealous about other artists. They're not trying to be as supportive as they can be. So, you know, let's talk about features. If you were to pick 5 Nigerian artists to feature on your album, what would they be? 5?
I mean, Olamide is one of my all-time favorite artists. IS Star is killing it, so talented.
2. I like the fact you're mixing it. Some other people just come and just be calling men.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you get like, yeah. So
I mean,
Olamide, IRS starters too.
Rema, Omale. There's so many people.
Omale.
There's like so many people I'd be grateful for. Even there'd be newer artists too I'd be down with as well. You know, but right now the EP that we'll be launching later or in early next year in Japa'd is just myself right now, because I just want to start to establish my base and establish my sound.
Dope. All right, man. Another one, right? So Japa'd, we've had Japa'd in case of people that don't know your sound, right? And you know, they want to hear more stuff from you. So we've had Japa'd. Give us another one.
Another song?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. You give me peace of mind, oh baby.
What do we
I
got?
take all of my money, ooh, baby. Me and you there for life, oh.
Right. Hey.
Nobody can replace. So bring me over. That's my other song.
Okay. This guy is actually very amazing. So in case people want to know where to find you, where are they going to find you?
All my stuff is Michael O Music, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if that still exists. Everything is.
You want to
Twitter, Twitter, if that still exists.
Twitter.
But yeah, all of it's Michael O Music.
Ellen, are you listening? That's my neighbor. Elon Musk is my neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah,
that means you're rich then, huh?
You didn't know.
Successful.
Oh, you didn't know.
That's awesome.
You know. But anyways, guys, you know, let's also. Do you have a question for him, or should I keep going?
No, yeah.
Alrighty. So another thing I also want to know is how you feel about the Nigerian music industry. I like the fact that you said it is one of the most structured music industry, and I feel like that's quite controversial because a lot of people will disagree with you in the sense that, you know, people aren't even getting royalties. People aren't even, you know, part of, you know, international bodies. Now look at what you are doing for yourself. That you're working with, you know, somebody from the academy and all of that. Now, that's a structured environment where you can approach anybody. But as an upcoming artist in Nigeria, we don't have
It's
that
tough.
much structure for me to meet the important people that
Yes.
I need to do. So, you know, that statement is quite controversial, and I would just like you to elaborate.
Thank
on
you.
that.
So when I say structured, I mean like an artist has more capacities to plan their own path here than more so many other countries in music. The music business is not structured to begin with. It's the Wild West, you know? So it's on the artist to really structure their path and their team. Now, Nigeria, when it comes to royalties, we are elevating that slowly, you know? That needs to change and elevate. But when it comes to the artist, you know, being able to release what they want, be free, even the influences that we have here is way more structured than it is in the West, because the West is getting less and less structured in the business.
All right. So being part of the international market, right?
Yes.
What is that one thing that if you were given the power to do in the Nigerian show business, I'm not even talking about just music, in showbiz, what would you change about the industry?
I'm also in tech. We're creating something called Nkenne, which is the first dedicated African language learning app, and the whole mission of that.
Oh, please, can you say that again? The first African language learning app. When you say that, do you mean that I could learn Nigerian or African languages?
You can learn. Right now, we have 5 languages: so Yoruba, Swahili, Igbo, Tree.
Whoa!
And we're adding more.
There's an app like that. Anyways, now we're not getting paid to talk.
No, not at all.
So
no,
we
can't
really do a lot of marketing. But I'm actually interested in that.
No, I wasn't doing marketing.
What's it called?
It's called Nkenne. But what I was saying is, it's a way that we're trying to connect the African diaspora. Not just the continent of Africa, but Europeans who are from the continent, Americans who are from the continent. There needs to be ways where the diaspora can connect, more festivals, more music shows, more collaborations with all kinds of artists of the African diaspora. So that's the next goal.
So for instance, if I want, as an American or a white man, I want to do a song and I want to have a Yoruba song, I could just go on that app real quick.
Well, I wasn't even talking about a white person. I'm talking about people of the African diaspora, so people who are connected to the continent. Because I believe even with the government, if we are able to connect as a people, then we can be able to elevate as a collective group. Because a lot of the struggles that we're having in the United States, black people in the States, are a lot of the same problems that we're having here in Nigeria, same problems we're having in the UK. So we just got to connect and elevate each other.
Alrighty, that's so amazing. And yes, what should we be expecting, in the next few months? We have just 2 months to the end of the year. What should we be expecting? Japa'd is brand new. Should we be expecting another song before the year runs out?
Maybe. We have some songs ready to go, but we're excited about Japa'd. I mean, it's one of the biggest releases we'll have. So we're going to see where that goes. We're just really grateful to be here.
Alrighty, man. Thank you so much, Michael Ove, for being on the show.
Thank you.
That is really amazing. And of course, yes, in case you're looking for him, you can find him on Michael Ove on all social media platforms. And of course, yes, it's about time to go, right? Yeah, it's been an amazing Monday. I'm sure you enjoyed this tea with us, right?
Yes.
All right, man. But this is where we draw the curtains today. But thanks for watching. As always, join the conversation on social media with the hashtag TeaTime. And of course, and remember, you can catch up on our previous episodes, including this very one, and all our exclusive contents by doing what? Subscribing to our YouTube channel. You know that red bell you used to see? Just click it to do. Yes, that's when you have subscribed. And yes, you can also watch TeaTime on To TV and in London on Ben Television and StarTimes channel 308. A big thank you goes out to Michael and Tami, and of course my studio guest Michael O for being in the building. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming through, and the entire production team. I'm talking about man like Coyote, I'm talking about another Coyote, and I'm talking about man like Miles, my extraordinary producer. And of course, I am your host with the most too much sauce on your screen. I go by the name Ife Oluwa Oshukeye, and yes, it is a wrap.